What's up, virtual teams and leaders? Dr. Derek Matthews, the co-founder of Character Quest, and we help make leadership development simple. So the COVID-19 pandemic may have thrown a massive monkey wrench in how we do work, but it doesn't have to prevent you from the leadership duty of developing your team. It's the perfect time to use this stumbling block of pandemic proportions as a stepping stone to hone in on making your team bigger, better, and brighter through virtual leadership development. So in this Train the Trainer video, I will walk you through exactly how to facilitate a virtual and interactive assessment called LOBG Leadership Personality Assessment. And you can use this with your team to boost performance, communication, and teamwork. Look, I've used this proven assessment with thousands of leaders from startups to Fortune 100 companies. And in fact, if you are watching and we've worked together and you yourself have experienced the power of this assessment, leave down in the comments what your experience was like. I'd love to hear from you. Once you finish this video and conduct the assessment with your team, they will walk away with an understanding of individual personality strengths and weaknesses, team personality strengths and weaknesses, impact on performance, and lastly, an increase of effective team communication. If you want to follow along, in the link below or above, I have added the LOBG Leadership Personality Assessment Guide, which is a companion to this video. And this document will help you facilitate this assessment with your team like a pro. If you want to level up your leadership skills, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell to be notified when we post a weekly video. Because we've worked with thousands of leaders on this exact personality assessment and witnessed them build employee engagement, increase retention, increase enterprise value, and create a high performance culture where people actually get along. Now it's your turn to learn how to incorporate this awesome assessment to turn your virtual team into a high performance machine. Here's the main problem. As Harvard Business Review puts it, most leaders are not getting the performance they need from their teams. This is due to leaders failing to tap into diverse perspectives, individual personalities, and work styles. The failure to harness a team's cognitive diversity can create a tension that fractures team chemistry and overall performance. But great leaders know how to pull opposite personalities closer, seeing differences as strengths rather than weaknesses. So here are 4 steps to this assessment we are going to cover in this video. Number 1, identify personality. 2, define personality. 3, identify team shape. And 4, address effective communication. Throughout this video, I will provide some tips and side notes for how you can take your team through this assessment virtually. Step 1, identify personality. So let's first talk about the definition of a team. A team is a group of individuals working together to accomplish a task with a shared sense of purpose. So what word in that definition jumps out at you? Well, most people would say individuals because it kind of goes against the grain of a cohesive team. But let's be honest, a team is made up of individuals. Great leaders know how to read the room and tap into the strengths of individuals. And we are all different, and each of us brings something awesome to the table. So how do you read a person and understand their strengths from a personality perspective? Here's where the simple, and I mean simple, yet super effective assessment comes in. When you are facilitating this, put up the sheet that looks like this. And I want you to take a look at this list of personality descriptors. It's split up into 4 quadrants. Take about 20 to 30 seconds to identify which box describes you best, and feel free to pause the video. You will want to have your team identify the individual personalities, and once you're complete with that, move on to step 2. So let's do that. Step number 2, define personality. Now that you and your team have identified your individual personalities, I want to drill down on exactly what that means. This is not a labeling exercise. We are not labeling people. What we are doing here is part of creating a language that to describe on a typical day, this is how I see the world. And as a result, I fall into this category. At CQ, we believe that language builds culture. And when you have a fun-loving language on your culture, that's when the magic really starts to happen on teams. So let's dive into a brief overview of each personality. The lions are fast-paced, go-getter group of people. They are assertive and like to get the job done. The beavers, they're your data-driven analytical type that tend to be introverted yet full of ideas. And the otters, can't forget the otters. They're your life of the party creatives that tend to be idea-generating machines. And your golden retrievers, they're your thoughtful, people-centric, free hug t-shirt wearing feelers that care about the well-being of each and every person on the team. So really quick in the comments below, tell me if you are a lion, otter, beaver, or golden retriever. I'd love to hear from you. So what I'd like to do at this point in the assessment in my workshops is I like to get interactive and start asking questions, getting some energy in the room. And at this point, I have not define the personalities. Instead, I want my group to do it. So in a virtual setting like Zoom, you want to get a read for how many lions, otters, beavers, and golden retrievers there are in the room. So here's how I do that. I just ask, hey lions, raise your hand, and I count them all. And I go around the room and count each group. Lions, otters, beavers, golden retrievers. And I kind of have a number for how many people there are. This is a way to get everyone kind of fired up and interactive. You can ask questions if you'd like and make it fun in your own way. Then I take the group through a series of really intentional questions, group by group, starting with the lions, beavers, otters, golden retrievers. So for example, the first question is, okay, lions, tell me about your group. What do you bring to the table? And here I let them answer, and then I go round robin the virtual room, asking each of the personality groups what they bring to the table one by one. Then I ask each group one by one, hey, let's look at the lions here. What do we love about the lions? And they tell me. Everyone goes around and they say what they love about the lions. And then I say, hey, what drives us crazy about the lions? I do that with each group. So once each group has gone, I ask them as a total group, what are we learning here? Because it comes down to a few teachable takeaways and targets about individual personality. See, our greatest strength when pushed to an extreme is our greatest weakness. What makes us tick can potentially tick others off if we don't exercise self-control and self-awareness in the moment. I mean, think about it. I'm a lion. There's no doubts about that. And people love when I'm on the team because I get the job done. But sometimes my strength pushed to an extreme means I become very pushy and hard focused, and I burn people out. So it's important for me to be aware of my strength zone and my extreme zone and take personal responsibility. Step number 3, identify team shape. Okay, this is my favorite part because this is where the conversation really starts to happen. It's where you get to see the light bulbs come on. Remember when I said that a team is a group of individuals working together on a task with a shared sense of purpose? That is what we're gonna go dive into next. Now is when I want you to pull up this brilliant chart for your team. Reiterate the idea of how a team is a group of individuals that, when together, their collective personalities, strengths, and weaknesses illuminate a team shape. This is what your team shape is. This is when you look around the virtual room and ask lions, otters, beavers, and golden retrievers to raise their hand to understand really how many individuals are in each category. Write that number down so everyone can see it. For example, there's 5 lions, we have 2 beavers, 3 otters, and 10 goldens. Okay, once everyone understands the numbers in each category, start asking everyone based on sheer numbers of lions, otters, beavers, and goldens in each corner, are we task-driven or are we people-driven? Are we a slow-paced team or a fast-paced team? Here you want to tap into letting the team do the talking. I'd also ask some probing, open-ended questions like, but not limited to, how might our shape impact things like pace? What will engagement look like? Will everyone feel included and heard? What shapes will dominate the conversations and meetings? And how do we account for that? So here the goal is to get people to understand that a team is a collection of individuals. This group of individuals creates a culture, and the culture is typically determined by the dominant personalities in the room. So how do we keep that in check? A team with too many otters will have lots of fun, but not get a lot done. An otter-dominated team needs to turn to lions and beavers for focus and direction. A golden retriever-dominant team might be focused on people too much and need to get back to the task at hand. A beaver-dominated team might suffer from paralysis by analysis if they don't surround themselves with lions and otters who will encourage them to make a decision. Lastly, a lion-dominant team might dominate the conversation, burn people out, so on and so forth. This is all designed to start a conversation. Look, I don't have the answers, but I guarantee you'll have a rich conversation with this model. Step number 4, address effective communication. Here's the truth. Many people communicate, but very few connect. And the secret to connecting is speaking other people's language. The Lion, Otter, Beaver, Golden Retriever assessment highlights individual strengths. And in order to connect with someone, it's important to speak in alignment with those strengths. So here I'll break it down. When connecting with a lion, be direct, brief, and to the point. Focus on tasks, stick to business, and use a results-oriented approach. Identify opportunities and challenges. When connecting with an otter, allow time for socialization, lighten up, have fun, ask for feelings and opinions, create a friendly, non-threatening environment, and involve them in brainstorming new ideas and opinions. Expect quick decisions, provide opportunity for recognition and reward. When connecting with a beaver, use data and facts, examine arguments from all sides, Keep on task. Don't socialize too much. Disagree with facts, not the person. Avoid new solutions. Stick to proven facts. Do not invade personal space and allow time to think. Finally, when connecting with a retriever, be patient. Draw out their opinions. Provide a logical approach to the facts. Relax and allow time for discussion. Show how solutions will benefit them. Clearly define all areas and involve them in planning. So something powerful happens when you speak the language of others. They feel connected with you. As an effective connector, you can take your leadership to new heights. So these 4 steps in the Lion, Otter, Beaver, Golden Retriever Personality Assessment will provide you a great virtual team building tool during this time of coronavirus craziness. I want to know from you. Type in the comments below what you've found out to be your team shape from greatest to least personality. I'd love to comment on your comment to give you some tips on how to leverage that. Thanks for watching. I hope these tips help you build a high performance team. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified when we upload more videos. Hey, this was a blast. This is like my favorite thing that we do, and I just love sharing it with you because I really think you're going to get a lot of value out of it, and I really can't wait to hear back from you to see how it helped your team or what you learned about your team, and most of all, how it helped you become the greatest leadership version of yourself, because that's our purpose here at Character Quest. So until next time, see you later.